Assalamu'alaikum.Wr.Wb. Hello everyone, with me Hani Nur Ramadhani from class 6 ICP 1. Now I will discuss about obedient and respectful to parent and optimist. Alright, this video is for my tasks in my school. For the first, that I will explain about obedient and respectful to parents. Definition: parents in Islam are called birrul walidain. Birrul walidain could also be interpreted as paying default to both parents. A child is obligated to respect and obey all the advice of his parents, as long as he doesn't commit disobedience or polytheism.
And disobedience to both parents is a big sin for those of us who do it. That Allah have said in Al-Quran, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa qada rabbuka alla ta'budu illa iyyahu wa bil walidaini ihsana. Imma yablughanna indakal kibara ahaduhuma aw kilahuma fala taqul lahuma uffin wa la tanharhuma wa qul lahuma qawlan karima. Meaning, and your Lord has commanded you to not worship other than Him, and shall do good to the mother of the father. If one of them or both is all in your care, then you should not say to both of them the words "ah," and do not yell at them both, and say to them both good words. Quran Surah Al-Isra, verse 23. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Afid lahuma janahat dulli minar rahmati wa qur rabbirhamhuma kama rabbayani shaghira. Meaning, and humble yourself to both with affection, and say, O my Lord, love both of them as they both educate me as a child. Quran Surah Al-Isra, verse 24.
The explanation of Surah Al-Isra from the verse 23 until 24. Surah Al-Isra in 23. That Allah has commanded us to do good to your father and your mother. If your parents are still in this world, and don't yell at them, or when you are told by your parent, don't even say "ah" and speak nicely to your parent. If in Surah Al-Isra, the verse of 24, that we must be humble and do good things to your parents, and say, O my Lord, have mercy on both my parents, as they both my parents taught me when I was little. And that means we are love to our parents that have taught us from when we are still child until now. The example: when passing in front of parents, you have to look down. Bow, and don't just break through. Maybe I mean, and don't just run through without bowing in in front of your parent. The second is, when our parents are or ask something to eat than snapping it.
Sini, Gunung minta tolong. Oh ya, apa Bu? Minta tolong belikan LPG di depan ya. Oh ya. Di warung depan. Ya. Makasih.
And the last is lower your voice when talking to your parents.
Ibu. Dalam. Apa? Ibu lahir tanggal berapa? Lahir tanggal 26 Desember.
Tahun?
Tahun 79.
1979.
Iya.
Berarti ibu umurnya
Berapa ya sekarang ya?
kedua ya?
43, enggak 43. 43 lah.
Conclusion. So we as children of our parents, we deserve to respect and obey your parents. Lest you disobey your parents, because there's a hadith narrated Bukhari from Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. The Prophet asked his companions, "Will I tell you about the greatest sins?" They replied, "Yes, Rasulullah." Then the Prophet said, "To obey Allah and disobey the parents, and to not waste time on other interests than not doing good things to your parents before your parents are no longer in this world." And then the last we discuss about optimist. The definition: optimism is one of the characteristics of a believer who believes and obeys the teaching of Islam. This nature will further bring confidence that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala will facilitate all the affairs of His servant for taqwa in the world and in the afterlife or hereafter. The characteristic: thinking that good things can come from negative events or things. We'll see an obstacle or challenge as an opportunity to learn. Put a positive attitude about yourself and others. And there too a verse of Al-Quran that contains about repent and be optimistic. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. قل يا عبادي الذين أسرفوا على أنفسهم لا تقنطوا من رحمة الله إن الله يغفر الذنوب جميعا إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. It means, say, "O my servants who are over the limits of themselves, do not despair of the grace of God. God forgive all the sins. Surely He is the most merciful. He is the most graceful, again merciful." Quran Surah Az-Zumar, verse 53. The example of optimism is the verse: "Always believe in yourself that there will be the best way out of every problem." The two: if you lost something, you are sure that Allah will replace it with something else or nothing. And the third, when going to the rest, or we must be optimistic that the result of the race will be good. The conclusion: so we have more active to do activity and don't give up. Because if we are give up easily, expect your work is a waste. And there's also a verse of Al-Quran explained: فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا إِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. Meaning, the fifth, the first of five. Then in fact with difficulties there is easy. And the sixth verse. In fact and the difficulty there is easy. Quran Surah Al-Inshirah verse 5 until 6. That means every difficult that we are experiencing will they're easy for us. So don't be people who give up easily and still work hard to get our dream. And thank you for watching. See you in next video. Happy fasting in Ramadan month. From Hani Nur Ramadhani, 6 ICP 2, 6 ICP 1. Thank you for watching. Bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.